Are you interested in Tesla's future and how it will transform not only transportation but green energy, insurance and robotics? Then you won't want to miss wealthy chemist Pal Alpatia's exorbitant charges. Target predictions for Tesla stock. In an interview, he breaks down his beliefs and discusses why he feels the price of Tesla stock will undoubtedly explode to prices the stock market has never seen before. Social Capital voiced his conviction that Tesla will enjoy considerable growth, doubling and tripling in value as it continues to disrupt the automobile industry with its focus on tackling climate change despite criticism of its high share price. Tesla is expected to benefit from the global transition towards renewable energy sources, which will disrupt the power utility market. Pal Alpatia believes that Tesla will be a prominent actor in this disruption, and its stock price will consistently climb as a result. Get ready to learn a lot and be inspired by Pal Alpatia's vision for a greener future, but before we get started, make sure you subscribe to Wall Street Gaming and don't forget to hit that like button. The huge upheaval that's coming is to power utilities. Pal Alpatia remarked on the CNBC's halftime report that there are trillions of dollars in bonds of capex and the value sitting inside of the energy generation infrastructure of the world that's going to be upside down, and when that goes pear-shaped, Tesla will double and quadruple again. Tamara added that many left-leaning people believe in climate science and climate change if you go inside the three most progressive states, New York, California, and Massachusetts. He also added that while the cost per kilowatt-hour to install a solar panel on your roof and a battery wall inside your garage is at an all-time low, energy costs in those three states are the highest in the country, and energy is compounding at 3 to 4% per year, meaning that every decade to 15 years, energy costs in these states double. In some circumstances, this is the other side of regulatory capture, but how can you account for the gap between the two costs? Utilities are a perfect example of an industry where monopolies exist even as we fight to establish more of them. The utilities serving 100 million households in the United States have captive markets, but in exchange for them, the law requires them to invest a certain amount annually into upgrading power lines, replacing turbines, and ensuring a smooth transition from coal to wind power, to name just a few examples. Even if energy production incurs no cost, customers are blasted with a 100% increase in their bills every 5, 7, or 8 years due to the maintenance and replacement expenses of aging infrastructure. It's like attempting to design an app while being motivated to establish your own data center and then understanding that you only want to use GCP to interface with Amazon Web Services. I just want to move on from all that complexity for me, and certain laws say no, you can't, you gotta utilize it, which is the experience of not only consumers but also industrial and manufacturing groups here. Chamath thinks that Tesla, the world's richest individual, should be someone solving and combating climate change. He said the reality is that Tesla is a distributed energy business. They're figuring out how to harness energy, store it, and use it in a way that allows humans to be productive. Cars are a manifestation, solar panels are as well, power walls are as well, notwithstanding reservations from some Wall Street experts regarding the high cost of Tesla shares. Pal Alpatia said that investors should continue to assist entrepreneurs who are making big improvements in the world. I don't understand why people are so focused on marketing goods that work. When things are working, you're paid to stay with individuals who know what they're doing. He stated he is a guy who has continuously been one of the most important business people in the world. Why bet against them? Delivering clean energy and allowing the world to be sustainable is a very significant thing that will be appreciated by markets and individuals. Thomas concluded. He continued to explain how he believed that people would desire to live greener. He added that one current international trend is that each of the world's 100 million homeowners would eventually develop their own little power plant to take on the nation's roughly 1,700 public utility corporations. A solar panel on the top of every 100,000 houses and understanding the sun is not necessary. Thomas explained that in addition to being functional in all weather, modern solar panels have UV bands that allow them to extrapolate beyond the visible spectrum, meaning that you can use them to power not only your home but also a data center for a company like Google or Facebook in exchange for a small check, effectively reducing your energy cost to zero. Chamath offered this example for us to better visualize things. If you investigate any system, you'll discover that a vital event occurs, which Clay Christensen refers to as crossing the chasm. Here's how it breaks down statistically when a new potentially game-changing product hits the market. 3 to 5% of the consumers are believers, who, despite all evidence to the contrary, nonetheless purchase the product out of blind faith and its promise of a better tomorrow. If you want your product to sell in large quantities, you can either cut the price to a point where consumers are willing to pay it, or you can make the features so appealing that people are willing to pay it no matter what the price is. It turns out that battery EVs and solar panels are an example of the former, because people like President Biden have introduced so much money for people to just do this, where it is a money-making proposition for 100 million homes, and what you're seeing now is the result. He also commented that the iPhone 14 cost more than the original iPhone. It's probably doubled in price over the last 14 or 15 years, but we view it as an essential element of what we need daily. Tesla has numerous projects that may result in disruptions greater than those of the iPhone. The obvious one is Optimus. During Tesla's 2023 Investor Day, the latest version of Optimus was displayed, providing a look of the progress made after being revealed 19 months ago. The Tesla block can now walk, do simple activities, and pick up objects. The thing that Tesla brings to the table that others don't have with the most advanced real-world AI asserted must be the same AI that drives the car. You might think of the car as a robot on wheels, and this is a robot on legs. I don't think there's anyone even close to Tesla when it comes to tackling real-world AI problems. It's not so beneficial to have a humanoid robot if you have to program a reaction. It needs to be able to walk about autonomously and solve tasks. You should be able to instruct it in simple things by demonstrating the robot visually what it needs to do, or just telling it what to do. That's the key edge that we have. He believes that if my predictions are accurate, the timing of the creation of humanoid robots offers interesting problems. Robots could have domestic and industrial purposes, and the ratio of robots to humans may exceed 1:1. This raises problems about the purpose of an economy if output per person is substantially higher and there's no limit on the number of people. While we are distant from Kardashev scales, we're moving towards them. It's definitely the least understood or appreciated component of what we're doing at Tesla, but will probably be worth much more than the automobile side of things long term, he said. Thomas also shared his thoughts as to why Elon is such a unique leader and a force of nature, and why there simply aren't many like him, and this is his answer. It's an extremely lonely set of trade-offs because, to your point, if you get tested, if you think about it again, and probabilistically, there are 8 billion people in the world, maybe 50 of them get put into a position where they're building something of such colossal importance as Elon that they even have this choice, and then of those 50, maybe 10 of them are put in this situation where you're going to have to literally live in your factory and sleep on the floor, and here's the result. It's puzzling why only 50 or 10 people like that are put in a position to have that sort of impact. It seems like there might be and should be many more people with that kind of authority. Thank you for viewing this film on the future of renewable energy and the insights of billionaire Thomas Palaupatia, and how Tesla will 1000x exploit the next major breakthrough in human invention. We hope that you have learned a lot from his vision for a greener future and the potential influence on the stock market. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Wall Street Gains and press that like button to remain updated with our latest content. Thank you for viewing, and we'll see you in the future video.